on the surface is very impressive, but the series ended on a bitter note by what happened on Sunday afternoon.
And usually people just kind of take Thursday, Friday, Saturday out of their mind and just focus on Sunday. So let's talk about it right now.
You are Locked On Rays, your daily Tampa Bay Rays podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hello, my name is Kevin Weiss.
I'm Ulises Sambrano.
And we are the host of the Locked On Rays podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Thank you for making us your very first listen every day. Be sure to check out and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Locked On Rays, as well as all the other traditional podcasting platforms. We are also found on Twitter and Instagram at Locked On Rays, and email us anytime, lockedonrays@gmail.com. So, Ulises, as we alluded to, the Rays take 3 out of 4 against the Chicago White Sox to remain the best team in baseball. However, a sour note on Sunday, and before diving too much more into that, let's get right into it. Your takeaway or takeaways from the weekend that was.
Before I get into my takeaway, I just want to stress out this point. This is the best Rays team start that we have seen, okay? Ever. And it's not only like franchise best, but one of the best MLB starts ever when you're talking about things like the Maroons and the Gothams.
This may not, what the Rays have done through the month of April and I guess a little bit of March, going into May, up until May, has and probably will never be done by this Rays franchise again.
It's incredible. Okay, so we all have to just put that out there. It's incredible. They're doing fantastic. However, this is my takeaway. I'm going to take what everybody's talking about on Sunday, the meltdown. That's my takeaway for this is not like this guy screaming at clouds, but I really wanted to know, okay, what's up with this bullpen? So I looked under the hood here, and there were some really fascinating stats that I found. Okay, so first of all, they are 29th in MLB in K rate, just above Oakland. So they're not striking out anybody. Okay, it's at 18.8%. In years past, that has been way, way higher. And of course, when you're next to the Oakland A's in anything, in any category in MLB in 2023, that's not good news. So they're 29th there. They're also 29th in xFIP, okay, in MLB. So again, just above Oakland at 4.84. When you look at what 4.84 means in Fangraphs, it just says awful right next to it. So not good. But then you're thinking, okay, well, what about other things? How about hard hit? Maybe they're getting hit really hard. Not exactly. 27th in hard hit percentage, which is good. They're 27th. They're not getting hit that hard. So you're thinking, okay, well, maybe they're getting BABIP. Well, no, their BABIP is actually quite low at 225. All right, well, maybe they're barreling the ball anytime they're making contact. Not quite. Barrel percentage is at 25th. Pretty good, right? Mm-hmm. So all of these things makes me think, okay, well, maybe it's the defense that has been getting them out of trouble to these relievers when things are going awry. And when you look at the defensive WAR, the Rays are 5th. Outs above average, they're 6th. DRS, they're 7th. So the defense might be getting them out of trouble, which would explain the very low ERA that the Rays relief corps has, and then the very high xFIP that you're looking at. And when you just kind of conglomerate all of these stats into F4 for the relief pitching, well, they're 18th. So yeah, you're going to find some things that are really good, and you're going to find some things that are really bad. And in the end, 18th sounds about right. They're a little bit worse than mediocre right now, the relief pit, the bullpen right now.
So what you're saying is the bullpen should be thanking their lucky stars for the likes of Taylor Walls and Brandon Lau at times, and Wander Franco definitely over the course of this first month of the season defensively.
They're making them look better. The numbers are really helping them out there. I think also the leads, the offense has really been putting these guys maybe into positions, into situations where, when you're winning by 5, winning by 7, that other team might not have the same enthusiasm. I know they're all professional, but they're also human beings. And, when you're losing 10-2, it might be a little bit tough to just really hack it the next time. So I think that's also, a possibility here. Look, I'm just saying it's not as bad as everybody's saying that the bullpen is horrible. Oh my gosh, fire everybody to the moon. But it's also like, hey, this team is 23-6, and this could be a very, very special team. It already is a special team. So hopefully this is kind of like Paul Revere, ringing the alarm, or, if you want a better updated version, we're Beyonce ringing the alarm. Hey, front office, look into this. And I really hope, Kevin, that it's not we'll just wait until Kittredge comes back, man. It's going to be fine. I really do hope that it's more than that. Colby White will be here in no time when he's out of the IL. I hope that there is some movement in the front office saying like, okay, who can we target? Who can we look at that can really help us out in the bullpen? Because if you can fix this, if you can maybe not fix, but if you can amplify their virtues, then this team could really be unstoppable.
And I'm glad you mentioned that. First off, the offense, that'll be my takeaway, but we should not panic right now about the bullpen and the front office and the coaching staff identifying and finding a fit or multiple fits going forward. Let's just go back through the archives of what the Rays have brought in as far as relief corps, which a lot of these guys, all these guys are no longer here. Nick Anderson, Matt Whistler, Lewis Head, Conley, Dietrich Enns, Hunter Strickland, Aaron Slegers, Aaron Loop, John Curtis, Oliver Drake, JT Chagua. I'm not even mentioning guys like Rayleigh and Fireisen and McHugh. The Rays will be able to find replacements or multiple replacements and be okay. And maybe think outside the box a little bit and say, hey, let's give Patino some relief opportunities. They're going to be fine by the end of the season. I am very, very confident of that. And I would ask the Rays fan base to be patient, look at the big picture, and a bad outing by Jalen Beeks and others don't light the trop on fire just yet.
Again,
they're going to be okay.
Look at the bottom, 23-6.
Yes.
Don't send everybody to the moon. Okay. It was a bad day on Sunday. I just wanted to point out this is a really talented, awesome team that is doing incredible things. The bullpen is the one area where you can kind of shine it a little bit more. You can put a little bit more shine in there. And if you want to put a little bit more shine into your eating habits, Kevin, you can do that by getting yourself some Built Bars. Okay. You've heard us talk about Built Bars all the time, how they're healthy, how they taste amazing. And guess what? It's true. They're built with 100% real chocolate. They only have 130 calories, 4 grams of sugar with a whopping 17 grams of protein. And now you don't have to wait to get a box, because for years we've been talking about ordering Built Bars at built.com, but now you can get them at your local Walmart or Sam's Club, while you can still get your specialty flavors at built.com. So today, head to your nearest Walmart, walk to the pharmacy section, grab yourself a box of Built Bars. You can pick up a 4-bar box of cookies and cream, double chocolate bar, or you can go to Sam's Club and grab a 13-bar box with hit flavors like brownie batter puff, which is, of course, my favorite. So today, go get yourself some Built Bars. And we'd also like to tell you, Kevin, right, that today's episode is sponsored by BetterHelp.
Yes, we would like to tell you that, because if you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designated to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapist anytime for no additional charge. Find more balance with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/LockedOnMLB today for 10% off your first month. Again, that's BetterHelp, HELP.com/LockedOnMLB. Ulises, you threw a lot of numbers out there and a lot of statistics and figures I'm going to throw you a couple myself here. 38. Does that ring a bell to you?
38 can be home runs. Hit me. What is it?
38. That is the number of runs scored for the Rays over the course of this 4-game series against the White Sox.
Wow.
Albeit the White Sox are totally at a loss right now. And maybe Sunday's game puts a little spark into them. Benching Luis Robert would maybe put another spark into them, which, by the way, that's something that I don't think we have seen any Rays player do this season. Of course, it's a little bit different on the other side of the fence where the team is winning and winning and winning. It's contagious to play hard and hustle hard and so forth. So the White Sox certainly have things to figure out. But I am going to go back and totally and completely and utterly eat my words from what I said on Friday's show, where I thought the Rays would struggle mightily offensively because they did struggle in the previous series against the Houston Astros. And we know about the Rays' history in struggles in cold and uncomfortable conditions. Clearly, that was not an issue in the Windy City where you had, it just didn't look like. I feel for and admire not just the players, but any fan that sat out through 9 innings or over the course of that series.
Thank you for saying that, because every time they panned out to the fans, I'm like,
you all look miserable. You all look like you're at Lambeau Field right now in October, November.
I'm like, these are the same people that have never been to Florida and make fun of the Trop? Really?
Yeah.
I am completely cool being in a 72-degree stadium, not being like that under blankets and hoodies and raincoats and just having a horrible time watching a horrible team. Sorry, but it's kind of true. That was ridiculous. I don't know how they do it. Maybe they can say like, oh, we are just better fans, better baseball fans. Fine, you take that. I'll take the Trop a million times over. I'm sorry.
So 38, that's one number. 195. Do you know what that number represents?
190. These are good numbers, Kev. 195. I'm gonna say pitches thrown on Sunday.
No, that could be accurate too, but not the stat I'm thinking of. Runs scored, leading the majors in runs scored. By the way, a month into the season.
So good.
879. Do you know what 879 means?
879 or 8.79?
I'll just say 879.
879. Wow.
Just those 3 numbers splurged together.
Dude, I have no clue. Hit me.
That is the team OPS.
Oh, okay. All right.
I should have said .879, but I wanted to make it somewhat challenging.
Fair enough. Yeah, that's incredible. Incredible.
One of the final numbers I'll put forth. Maybe I do have another one after this.
Okay.
61.
61 home runs.
That is the number of home runs that the Rays have thus far into the season, which I think is more than they had all of last year. I'm kidding, of course. But that is an interesting number because finishing April with 61 home runs is the second most through 29 games since 1900. The 2000 Cardinals, steroid era, Mark McGwire laden Cardinals had 64. Second most. That is an unbelievable stat. I say that to say this. Yeah. Again, we all want to focus on what happened with the bullpen on Sunday. I get it. I understand it. Recency bias. It was ugly. The Rays, although nobody wants to mention the fact that I guess everybody's going to ignore the pass ball in the bottom of the 8th, which I think was a little bit of a game changer there. But with 2 outs and a full count, I should note, and making the game from making it from a 3-run game to a 2-run game. Regardless, this offense, again, it is the White Sox and what they're dealing with, but it was another weekend where we saw scoring and contributions from anybody and everybody in all different facets of the game. And now, based on what Luke Raley did and Randy Arozarena did and Brandon Lau did, you now have 4 Rays players tied with 7 home runs through the month of April.
And
Amazing stuff. And I'll just add to that real quickly. I think it's a legitimate question to have is who's going to lead the team in homers. But what we're starting to see and what we've seen from this first month, Randy Arozarena is, I mean, basically the clubhouse leader in most of the statistical categories. His newfound focal point and cerebral mindset and actually looking at scouting reports and implementing a new stat, it is certainly working. As we've said, just going to throw out a little fun here. We've told teams and warned opposing teams, don't throw up and in to Isaac Paredes. I'll establish a couple others. Don't throw up and away to Randy Arozarena. Don't throw any pitch up and away to Randy Arozarena. Wander Franco, when he gets the 2 strikes, don't think you have him out. Don't think you have him out by any sense of the imagination. But obviously, there was a lot more to the offense as well for the course of the week.
No, and it's all the names, and you can actually rattle a few more names after that. Taylor Wallace, for example, an unsung hero. I mean, this guy just keeps impressing this 2023 season, which is awesome to see because he did not impress with the bat in 2022 or nor 2021. So it's nice to see him kind of maybe. I'm still not buying stock. I'm still not buying because I feel like 450 plate appearances, way more than 50. So let me get to. This is not being negative Nancy, but if you're given, hey, here's a 450 plate appearance sample size, or this 50 plate appearance sample size, it would be silly for anybody to say, "I'll buy on the 50." Like it's silly. So I'll still wait for it, but he's looking fantastic. And Luke Raley, man, I mean, this guy is just he's just taking it by storm.
He hits
with
hitting a 430-foot bomb straightaway center or left center is nothing to him. And it's like a chip shot. It's a very compact swing. And you see that from a lot of guys. They don't even really need to or have the need to follow through. They're getting every bit of it. They're barreling it up. So seeing, Luke Raley, again, I know the people are say what you want to say about the batting average and the on-base percentage and so forth. He's there to hit you dingers, and he's hitting you dingers, and I think he fits well into the profile of the rest of the lineup.
I need my 300 guy to be Harold. I need my 300 guy to be Wander. I need this guy, Luke Raley, to give me 20 pumps. Yeah. That 25 would be actually fantastic. But, we haven't even talked about Josh Lowe. Hello.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy, look, honestly, up and down the lineup, it's been contributions from everywhere. Even Francisco Mejia joined the party with the home runs. He has one. So every position player now has at least one home run, Kevin. That is fantastic. And you said 4 are tied with 7. I mean, it's like you said, was that the 2016, 2015 Toronto Blue Jays
2019
team that had
Toronto Blue Jays where you had like a dozen guys hit at least a dozen home runs.
Yeah. So this, nobody might crack 25, might crack 30, but then everybody's going to be in between 12 and 19, 12 and 24. That would be really cool because then you always have a threat at the plate. And that's exactly what you want, especially, I know it's only May 1st, but especially when you're looking ahead into October and you're thinking you want to have a Bethancourt. By the way, he's also doing fantastic and he can be your 9th hole hitter. And he has the power to give you a 3-run Jimmy Jack? Yeah, sign me up.
Last year, we would take him as the cleanup hitter with what he's doing this season. And just wait till Jose Siri gets back into the swing of things and Manny Margot shows improvements. It's just going to be complete across the board for sure. So good things to see from that end. And the Rays, they're going to need it as they face the Pittsburgh Pirates, the surprisingly good Pittsburgh Pirates. Before we talk about that, though, we have to tell you about something very important, and that is this. For a championship team, it's all about making sure every player is a perfect fit. It's the same when it comes to your vehicle. Every part needs to fit just right. So the next time you need parts and accessories, head to eBay Motors. With eBay Guaranteed Fit, you can be sure every part you need fits right the first time around. Just add your ride to something called My Garage on eBay and look for the green check to know the part will fit or your money comes back. Because just like in sports, confidence is the name of the game when you shop on eBay Motors. And with over 122 million parts to choose from, You'll be back in the game in no time. After all, it's easy to bring home a win when the right parts are guaranteed. Get the right parts, the right fit, and the right prices on ebaymotors.com. eBay guaranteed fit, only available to U.S. customers. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply. All right, Ulises, the Rays are off on Monday. They get back into it on Tuesday facing, yes, the Pittsburgh Pirates, who are, this is not a typo, they are 20-9. They have a 20-9 record through 29 games, which constitutes their best start since 1992. Their pitching staff is solid. Their offense is solid. They're stealing bases with authority. They have veteran-laden winning players like Rich Hill, Andrew McCutchen, Carlos Santana, G-Man Choi. Reynolds got an extension. Derek Shelton got an extension. Good vibes for the Pittsburgh Pirates, which you really couldn't say there's been good vibes for the Pirates since, 2013, 2014, 2015. It's been so long, I can't remember the last time they had good vibes. Moreover, if they keep this up and they make it to the playoffs, the good vibes will continue because this is a little bit like the 2008 Rays in the sense of they're finally good and they get the number 1 overall draft pick this year.
Yeah, no, and I love that you said 1992 because that's a very poignant year if you're a Pittsburgh Pirates fan, because that's the last year that Barry Bonds played with the Pittsburgh Pirates. That's how long it's been. 1992. Kevin, I think you weren't even born, and I was still in my mom's arms. Okay,
I was barely born.
Barely born. So that's how long it's been, people, that they have been this good. So hey, good for the Pirates fans. Everybody needs to have a good season every once in a while. So good for them. For Rays fans, it will kind of suck missing out on G-Man Choi because he won't be in the active roster. So that sucks. I don't know if he's in the traveling party. Probably not. So that's kind of a letdown, I guess, for the Choi boys. But no, this is a very good team. Again, like you said, they've revamped during the offseason with veteran guys in the clubhouse, and they have that young core. And they've done this, Kevin, without O'Neal Cruz, who's just a tremendous young talent. And they've missed him, I think, since game number 10. So they kept going. Imagine that kind of big look back at 08 and just put yourself in oh my gosh, 15 years ago, and say, imagine if they had lost Longoria after game 10.
Yeah. I mean, he's basically their Wander Franco.
Yes.
In a way.
Yeah. So imagine losing that guy and then keep going. Like that's pretty. I know Longoria missed some time and Crawford as well in 08, but like not this much time. I think a fractured leg is going to put you out 4 months. So they're not going to have him for a while, Kevin. And so they have to really survive that. And they've been doing more than that. They've been thriving.
Yeah. And it's good for baseball. Again, I'll say it, to have different teams, different uniforms, different colors go in and win and have success. I think parity is very, very important. I know the broadcast partners and the media, they always want to see the Yankees and the Dodgers, but I would feel like if you're a legit baseball fan, you want to see the Pirates every now and again. You want to see the Diamondbacks every now and again. You want to see the Orioles every now and again.
Kevin, can you remind me where the Yankees are in the standings real quick?
Are they dead lasties?
Yeah, I think they are. They are. Oh, look at that. The Bronx must be
what a shame.
Tearing up. Just tearing up. Good times.
Yeah, and they're not the only big money franchise that's struggling as of right now.
No.
There's others as well. It's interesting because I mentioned it. The Pirates, the Diamondbacks, the Orioles, those are also teams that have really emphasized stealing bases, stealing bags. There might be something to that, but it's like, I think it's refreshing to see. Hopefully I don't want the Pirates necessarily to win against the Rays, but I hope they beat up every other team on their slate the rest of this season. I think it be really fun and be a really great story as well. And you have some really likable guys on that team too. So now I don't know necessarily what they're thinking or what they're doing or what's up their sleeve for this series against the Rays. Maybe they're just Johnny come lately on naming the pitchers, because I see at least on the Pirates website, Topkin or somebody might have reported more recently, but I see TBD versus Javi Guerra. I see TBD versus Dan, and I see TBD versus Zach Eflin.
I think that's some Derek Shelton Rays
Some
kind
gamesmanship.
of gamesmanship. Why not? I mean, not to have one starter up on the website seems kind of odd to moi. But you know what? I do want to point out that they do steal bases. They steal the most in MLB right now. There are 41. The second closest is Cleveland at 35. So if you want to look at something during the series, is who's going to be behind the dish for the Rays? Is it going to be Bethancourt? Then I think you're going to have a really good shot at maybe tapering that down. With Mejia, they might have a little bit more free reign to do some, but I think it's going to be a dynamic series, man. And you mentioned Javi Guerra. He's going to be opening for the Rays. Again, if you think, hey, Javi Guerra, didn't he go away? He did go away. And then the Rays just got him back, I think, like 4 days ago. So an ex-reclamation project becomes a new reclamation project 2.0. Hopefully it goes well with Javi Guerra. He's going to be the opener for Tuesday's game. And then Josh Fleming will go after him, who, by the way, except for that one first outing, not bad for Josh. Not bad.
Hey, there's some upside to this pitching staff. Look, I think the bullpen there could be, half the names could be different by October, but they'll get it sorted out. I have trust and faith in the Rays, which, by the way, speaking of the Pirates for another second, in addition to stolen bases, they lead all of baseball in triples, and they're third in home runs. Actually, do I have that right? No, they're not third in home runs. Oh my gosh. They're like middle of the pack. I thought they were. I looked at my thing, my stats, and it was all muddy.
11.
What I will say, while I'm looking at home runs, though, I'll note that the Rays are number 1. The Dodgers are number 2. The Dodgers have 47. The Rays 61, as I mentioned. Insane. The disparity and runs scored too. It's pretty remarkable. So
they're doing great, and so it should be a fun series. It shouldn't be a walkover like last year, when the Pittsburgh Pirates came to the Trop and the Rays swept them. Hopefully it can be that way, but I wouldn't expect that. I mean, just right now, May has begun. May is a tough schedule. If you can hit 500 or just a cherry on top of that, every Rays fan should be happy. Yes. I will be.
That is very fair. All right. Thank you for making the Locked On Rays podcast your very first listen every day. Every dayers, tune in to Tuesday's show, as we'll have a mailbag episode for you in the lead up to the first game of the Pirates Rays series. Hope you all have a wonderful day. Stay safe, and we will talk to you tomorrow.